Hey guys, last teaser, this was just a floating giant tiger in the void, but now we have procedural textures. Notice how one block doesn't look like the next. And we have XW twirl rotation, CW real rotation, and there are now 5 block types. So let's start off with the simplest. We've got dirt, and we got grass, we got planks, and finally we have glass. And now we also have this really crazy block called the mirror. And what do you know? It's a mirror. This is really cool because it reflects in 4D accurately, so if I put something on this side, it doesn't actually show up in the mirror, and that's because, here, I'll show off the next feature, ground view. If we look, the plank is here, and the mirror is here, and my view is here, so what's reflected is right there. So if I were to put something like glass here, then I go back to ground view. Okay, wait, no, that's not correct. Like here. Oops. Yeah, so if I put something like that right there, now I go here, and then I line up my view like this. Notice how the horizontal center line intersects the planks in the mirror, but the light is going to touch the glass, reflect off the mirror, and then hit my eyes. So twirling like this, we see glass in the mirror and planks in the real world. And then of course I can reverse the effect if I move Anna just a bit, and then I twirl in the opposite direction. Yeah, it's kind of hard to line up just in my head, but yeah, there we go. So that's pretty cool. I think the mirrors are really pretty looking. Yeah. Then what else do we got? Well, I have this feature called vertical lock, where if I press R, now moving my mouse up and down is real, and moving my mouse left and right is yaw, and then middle click is twirl instead of twirl and real. So vertical lock is helpful for building sometimes. Then I can press it again to toggle it off, and now my motion is normal again. I can also hold down Shift to move really slowly. This is nice for if I want to go into ground view here at a specific pixel level. So if I hold down Shift and then Control to go down, you can see the slices of the grass texture, and I think that looks really cool. I know what you might be thinking, which is that, come on, another 4D game that's just played on a 3D slice? That's so lame. And I agree. I hate slices. They're terrible because I can only see one piece of a block at a time, and if there's something like Anna of me or Kata of me, I can't see it at all. And sometimes people will fix this with like shadows or whatever, but that gets messy and stuff, and sometimes those are lacking in direction, and you can only tell how far it is from your W plane. Anyways, I have decided to fix this I tried it for a long time to figure out a solution, and I landed on a solution that isn't super great, but I've been getting used to it, and it's alright. I'm going to toggle it on. This is called the Screen Door Renderer. I think you can tell where I came up with the name from. Basically, every little cell you see here is a 3x3 grid of pixels. And going from Kata to Anna is just reading order, top left to bottom right. So that means the top left pixel is the most Kata, then the center pixel is the center, or like W equals 0, like in front of me, and then the bottom right of each cell is Anna of me. So here, I'll place glass, and then I'll hold down Q. And so now, if you look very carefully, the white pixels are all in the bottom right. That means if I hold down middle click and then move my mouse up, we'll be looking at the glass block. So something I found with this is that the amount you can see into the w-axis, you want to change that a lot. So I made it so that z makes it more three-dimensional, and x makes it more four-dimensional. And how far you can see into the w-axis also depends on distance, because these are actually rays traveling at different angles. So if I hold down X until it stops changing, like that, now those 9 pixels span my entire horizontal FOV, but oriented in the w-axis instead of the x-axis. Which looks pretty bad because it's too much information and 9 pixels is not enough to communicate it. Things can genuinely get in between pixels with this much. Yeah, like the glass just completely disappears and I rotate a bit more and then it reappears because it's going in between. The blocks are going in between the rays. So yeah, I like to keep it at around like somewhere around here. It's good. Now I know what you're probably thinking, which is that this is really hard to understand, and you're right, it is. But if you give it a chance and try to practice with it, I've found that for a slow-paced game, or like for most situations, it's actually not that bad. So here, if I'm trying to build something in 4D Minor, I have to like align my slice and then just go slice by slice in my head, and that's really unsatisfying. But in this game, because of the screen door renderer, I can actually just kind of place things and then not feel like my rotation is valuable or can be quote-unquote messed up, because you just need to rotate all the time to get where you want to place things, and that's cool. So like I can find mistakes, like this block is wrong, then I can keep building like this, and obviously the closer it is to an aligned slice, the easier it is, but if you're just slightly off, you actually get more information and stuff. So like, okay, so if I go back to when it was like aligned like this, normally, like I could just press Q and then like place it in the same place and then keep doing that. Or I could just look kata, place some blocks. Okay, that one went in the wrong spot. Look kata some more. And then just keep doing that. And as you can see, it's getting filled out. And the way you can tell if the block, or where the block is going to place, is like right there. I wanted to place it here, but it placed over here. The way you can tell is by looking at the center pixel of all the cells. And yeah, so if I just rotate enough that the center pixel is grass, now if I place it, it's in the right spot. Yeah, so if I keep building, eventually the whole thing should be filled out and we'll get a little 4x4 cube, a hollow cube on the floor. And you can see that like sometimes they're more or less transparent, and that gives you a hint that there's something missing, and that makes it way easier to build. Oh yeah, and that's the sun. The lighting normals actually change based on the sun's orientation, unlike in Minecraft, because I think in Minecraft they're always the same. So yeah, this block will eventually, this cell will get dimmer, and this cell will get brighter as the sun moves upwards in the sky. Yeah, so if I keep placing like this, I think that's erroneous. Nope, that's correct. But these are erroneous. Okay. Yeah. And I think that's perfect. So now if I go into ground view, let's see, did I build it correctly or not? Look at that. It's a perfect cube, and if I go inside, no mistakenly filled interiors. So yeah, I think that serves as good proof that this renderer has potential and can be understood, because I only made this a few days ago, and I have only had like a few hours of practice, and I'm already good enough with the renderer that I can build this cube with only very few mistakes, and in a short enough time that I don't really have to edit it down much. And I didn't use the slice view or ground view even once to build this. So that's, if you were hesitant about how weird this renderer looks, that's your that's your proof that it's worth thinking about, or worth trying to learn. Yeah. So so one of the things I want to show is that if I place a block here, and then I place another block here, and I twirl like this, and then expand my W width. Notice how on those cells, the middle pixels are green, and then on either side there's oak planks, so you can actually kind of see the shape of the world with this. I think that's cool. So if I place a block here, then they're all filled. If I pan over like that, now less of them are filled. Center isn't filled, so I can place another block there. And look at that, we just made this nice little line. Now what I want to show you is this other window, this other instance of the game I have open where I've built a house. So if I turn on the screen door renderer again, let's find the door, shall we? Just ignore the pillar. And ignore this too. Okay, yeah, so it's actually kind of hard to find the door, which is why there's ground view, because in ground view it's really easy to find the door. This is something I wish 4D Miner had. Okay, so now that we found the door, we can go into the house, and as you can see, there's a window on the side here. And then over in the corner of the house, there's a mirror, which again, the mirror is very fun in 4 dimensions, and I think it's even more fun with the screen door renderer. So yeah, you can see there's the window and the reflection. Yeah, so there's no player model right now, and I actually... Okay, so now I want to mention some of the things that this this Minecraft clone, or that... Now I want to mention a lot of the things that Tessercraft can't do, and that I plan to make it do in the future. One of which is that player physics just does not exist yet, not even a little bit. I can walk right through walls, and inside glass it looks really weird, or inside a mirror it looks the strangest. Yeah, what is this? It's also laggy in there. Yeah, it drops down to like 60 FPS. Anyways, yeah, so I can't render meshes that aren't, like I can render blocks, but I can't render anything else. There's also, I also only have support for one chunk right now. It's not trivial to add more chunks. I have to rework it to get more chunks working. There's also no world saving or loading. There's no settings either. Yeah, so it's the game is extremely bare bones right now because I haven't put a lot of work into it yet, but I hope to make this a project I work on a lot more. The link to this alpha is in the description, so you can play around with it if you want. But yeah, be warned, it's extremely rough around the edges. Thanks for watching.